guys, welcome back to the Comic Book Lowdown. I'm Wellington, coming at you guys with the Pool Week video for last week's books, I guess. Last week's books, since it's Monday. Coming at you guys with the review video for the books that I got, and all were pretty good. I'm happy with what I read. I got 6 books to review, and if you guys are new to the videos, down in the description box are timestamps for each and every review I do. So if you want to skip to a review, just click on the timestamp and boom, you're there. And yeah, so let's get this review started with the first book, and that was, oh, by the way, also if you're new, sorry, I'll review the books from kind of the weakest to the pick of the week, so keep that in mind. So first book I'll be reviewing is Swamp Thing issue 29. Really cool cover, by the way. What happens in this book, at the end of last issue, we met this kind of group named the Serene, and they're kind of like the white robe kind of people that worship the Avatar and things like that, and they serve the Avatar and all this kind of stuff. They pretty much, in this issue, we just elaborate on who they are, and a lot of it is just going into what they do and who they are and what they're about, and you know, all this and that. And meanwhile, while the Avatar, you know, while Swamp Thing is finding out all about the Serene and stuff, the Wolf and Lady Weeds, in their human forms, of course, sneak out, and the Wolf is doing something out and about, which he only calls business, and we don't know what he's doing yet. But this issue, there's just a lot of setting up and things like that for things to happen, and only at the end of the issue is there like a big kind of cliffhanger, kind of like what the heck moment. But other than that, this is really just a setup issue. So set up for the arc that, you know, it's happening, what the arc that is happening. This is the first issue, and it's setting up everything. And the arc is called The Gift of the Serene, so it's part 1 of that. Other than that, it was a good book. I like the art, and yeah, it was just set up, so that's why it's kind of lower. Next book, we got Captain America issue number 18. I've read these books on different days, so I might have to kind of jog my memory. But pretty much what this issue is we got Maria Hill and some SHIELD agents going to stop Dr. Mindbubble from stealing this big, ultra, mega thing, SHIELD weapon that they're hiding in their Weapon Minus program. And so Maria Hill is trying to stop him from doing that, and at the same time, Captain America is on the case, trying to see what the heck's going on as well, because he knows that if SHIELD is going through all this, if SHIELD's going through all this trouble to kind of hide this weapon, then they're probably up to no good as well. And we see that SHIELD is up to no good with the weapon that they were hiding, because it turns out to be a weapon that was used to kind of counteract against super soldiers. Even though it looks like a huge bomb, actually looks like a huge ship that could be a bomb at the same time. Yeah, this issue was just kind of realizing that, and then a lot of action with Captain America and some brainwashed Shield agents and Falcons in there and all this kind of stuff. It's just, kind of a standard issue. Again, this wasn't anything super special or anything like that, but it wasn't bad. But then again, it wasn't mind-blowing either. But yeah, so that's Captain America issue 18. That's all I gotta say about that one. The next book is New Warriors issue number 2. I really like this issue actually. It moves things along a lot. So in this issue we have the main parts of this issue was Speedball, Justice, and Sun Girl. This Sun Girl. And really Speedball and Justice, everybody is dealing with the High Evolutionary and the fact that he's now trying to eradicate all mutants and alien life forms and all this kind of stuff to save the human race. And so that's kind of the threat that they're dealing with. And it's just a lot of like crazy action and stuff. And it's only the second issue of this, so it's pretty cool. In the first issue we saw Sun Girl fighting against some of the evolutionaries in a subway station, but she's a human, so it was kind of a twist on that happened, and that was really fun to see. Also, within this book we have I forgot her name. This Atlantean that I can't. It's not even her real name. Sorry. This is kind of why I always have a problem with getting new books and meeting new characters, because I don't know who they are and I forget. Oh yeah, Farah. Yeah, Farah Sar Namora. Yeah, that's her name, Farah. So I'll just call her Farah. So Farah, aka what they have her in the front of the book, I guess her nickname would be Water Snake. She kind of gets in a little squabble with Scarlet Spider Kane and Hummingbird Araceli in Mexico, and that's kind of solved, but we don't focus on that too much. And then at the end of this we have a little bit of something with Nova actually coming face to face with the High Evolutionary. So, there's a lot of moving parts in this, and the full team won't be together, I'm guessing, for maybe another 1 to 2 issues. So just note that. But I think this is going to be a really cool way to start out this book. Actually, I'm really looking forward to it. Next book actually really surprised me this week, especially with some of the events that happened, and that was Green Arrow issue number 29. For the start of this book, I don't know if this had been established before or not, but at least for me, this is news that LaCroix, or Komodo, his daughter, I don't even know if it's actually his daughter, but Emmy, or Emiko, her mother is Shadow, and for her life, she's been told that Robert Queen had killed Shadow, her mother, and that Oliver Queen is going to one day come and try to kidnap her and take her away from her father, and that's why she's so down with wanting to kill Oliver all the time. And so we get that flashback at the beginning of this book, and then we fast forward to kind of the now and how Komodo's controlling the spirit, or not the spirit clan, but the outsiders, and kind of what their plans are, and the ball is set in motion onto what they plan on doing, and Oliver's still reeling from the fact that his father is still alive and had tortured him on the island, so he kind of abandoned Shadow and his dad on the island and kind of just pursued the mission himself in trying to take down these 4 ships, not resembling, but representing each of the clans. And he takes down one of the ships, and then he gets captured. And then something really crazy happens at the end of this book that I don't even know what to think about it, because the way things end, let's just say it should be really hard for somebody to come back from that. Let's just leave it at that, because it's pretty crazy. But Green Arrow issue number 29, this book is starting to get on, get rolling with me. Yeah, I'm starting to like it more and more each issue now. It's not just lingering. Next book, we have Nova issue number 14. This was a really cool issue. Different artist on here, not Paco Medina, but David Baldion, and the art in here looks fantastic as well. I really like it. In this issue, we're getting just continuing Beta Ray Bill and Nova's kind of quest to bring justice, or bring Captain Scrawn to justice for having slaughtered a bunch of Beta Ray Bill's people, things like that. And as they're going through space, Beta Ray Bill and Nova, Sam Alexander Nova, are kind of bonding with each other and things like that, and they're kind of talking, and one thing leads to another. Beta Ray Bill ends up telling Nova a story about how he had been saved by a Nova Corps member from Earth, possibly Richard Rider, maybe even Sam's dad. I don't know yet, but that'd be a cool thing if it was Sam's dad, if they went that route. But yeah, the whole thing with Beta Ray Bill and Nova is really cool. I love their interaction together. And then they get to Captain Scrawn, and then things kind of take a turn, and just the events happen in this book, and this fight actually happens. This is a really cool fight between Nova and this Warbringer machine, or whatever it's called. I think it's like Warbringer or Warbreaker or something. I'd like to show you guys some of the art in this book, though, because it was really good. I wouldn't mind if this was the artist for the book either. I love Paco Medina as well, though, so there's all that. And yeah, this book was just really fun, and there was a lot of cool action in it. And then by the end of this, I really just don't want to say the end of it, but it's pretty cool, actually, and it's funny, it's cool, it's funny, and it's really interesting and out there. So definitely, I'm really liking Jerry Duggan on this book, just like I like him on Deadpool. He's doing a great job with the books that he's writing, and I recommend Nova for people. It's a really good book. But there's that one, and then finally, the final book, and my pick of the week. This book was just awesome. Moon Knight issue number 1. This book was one of the best Marvel Now issue number 1s. Marvel Now and this all new Marvel Now. It's just one of the best #1 issues. We get, at the start of this, we get a little bit of backstory to Moon Knight, and it's really fun if you know what the backstory is. And not just backstory, but also things that have happened from other series. So, it goes to the Bendis series, things that happened there, and to the Benson series. I forgot what his first name was, but into the 2006 to 2010 series, and of course it goes to Origin and things like that. And everything in this book was just really cool. A lot of people were wondering about the suit. Everybody has seen the Moon Knight suit by now, and if not, I'll give you guys a look. This is what it looks like. This is what Moon Knight is now. He's in a white suit, and he rolls in like a robot limo that drives him everywhere, and it is also white. And they explain everything. They explain why he's in a suit, and it's so to distance himself from the vigilante, because he's back in New York where he had done some crazy things in some other series that if he were to parade around as Moon Knight, he would be arrested. And actually, it's working this way because he's working with the police and with detectives, and therefore they're actually calling him Mr. Knight instead of Moon Knight, even though they all know he is Moon Knight. But they also know that he's definitely valuable to helping them, do their mission, their what's it called, their case. And yeah, this is really just a detective murder case, and it's really cool to see Moon Knight solve it. It's really like a little one-shot deal, one-shot case. And there's a lot of, cool detective work, great art, great panels and things of that nature, great page layouts, and then really cool action at the end of it. It's a really quick case and things like that. So just to get the reader in, and then at the end of this book, we get some realizations on the character and stuff that we're going to be building on in this series. So Moon Knight issue #1 gives a whole complete package. Great story, great little one-shot, and then also things to look forward to. All in a #1 issue, while they give you some backstory onto the character. This is a thick book. Actually, there's quite a few pages in here. And it's just a lot of fun. I love this book already. And Warren Ellis writing, and Declan Shalvey on art. I love Declan's artwork now. I used to not like it when he had first gotten on Venom, because it was a drastic change from what Lan Medina had been doing, and but now I've seen his art style really develop, and now I actually love his art style. I love his art. So yeah, so get this book. Pick this book up, guys, if you were kind of weary on it. It is definitely a great book. I can already tell you it's going to be one of my favorites. It will not be leaving my pull list anytime soon. I can already foresee that. And yeah, so that's it for the books. Hope you guys liked the review. That's it for me. I'm Wellington signing off with a comic book lowdown. I'll see you guys next time.